Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Born and dead, saved by love, count my blessings from above. Though in darkness, have no fear. Light will shine on those holding near. They know that sorrow they will pass. For I know in this life there will be something. But remember that love. Yes, it will. Love will reign. Yeah. Love will reign. Yeah. In my heart, I believe it. Love will reign. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Have a vision. Clear and plain, people living life, smiling again. Oh, see the children, they know no pain, far from pressure, stress and strain. Oh, sorrow, they will pass, for I know there's gonna be some pain, but remember that love, yes it will. I know, yeah. Love will reign. Gotta believe it. In my heart, I truly believe. Sun will shine again, and love. I can hardly wait. In the light of the sun, we'll all be together. There'll be peace, peace, sweet peace. There'll be peace, happiness and joy forever. Oh. One day, someday, hate will be over and love will reign. They won't last, for I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. In the end, love will reign. Yeah.
Love will reign. I'm excited to be here. Whether you're watching with me live from the Love and Stuff page, the home page on Facebook, the Marcus R. Holmes page on Facebook, or any of the love groups that are connected there, whether you're watching live on TikTok, which I'm gesturing this way because I couldn't get them through Restream tonight. So, welcome, TikTok. Instagram. Oh, did I get Instagram going? Instagram, Twitch TV, or YouTube events, I want you to take a moment to click share, tag 5 of your closest friends, subscribers, connections, or followers, 5 of the more popular ones to join in tonight's discussion. You don't want to miss this discussion, I assure you. So just take a moment and click share, tag some people to join us in the discussion. We're grateful that you're here, whether you're, again, watching us across any or all of these platforms. It is our sheer joy that you would take some time out to share with us. And people like Daryl Hall, who I was just talking to, shout out to him in Chicago, Illinois. And we're hoping that the bad weather doesn't come your way so that it won't come ours. But he was talking about the Love and Stuff community and the shouts out and how much it has lifted him and the good programming that happens. And I appreciate any such folks. I'm trying to put on my readers that would share any inspiration or any impact that we've had in the Love and Stuff community on your day, your week, your month. That is what we hope to do to increase the amount of love in the world. There is so much negativity. There is so much backbiting. There is so much lying. There is so much trouble. There is so much turmoil, so much tumult. Some of you are watching some of it on the State of the Union, maybe. But I want to be a part of an agent for love. I want to spread love, not because I'm a perfect vessel, I'm imperfect, but that might make me perfectly positioned to carry this message of love. And however you're seeking it, maybe from a partner, seeking it from a parent, seeking it from a protege, seeking it from someone in your life, I want to help to increase the amount of love in the world. So take a moment and click share and tag someone. Whether, again, you're watching us, hello over there on Instagram. I'm so grateful that you are there. And all of these platforms, Facebook, TikTok, SE Me, and all of you that are surfing in and out. We appreciate you for being here. So tap the screen, whether you're giving us hearts, thumbs up, likes, whichever platform, just to know that you're tracking with us and we're tracking with you. I would love to be able to know that you are here. And so we're going to add the space for comments in the stream so that you can make your comments there. I hope that you will. All right. I want to get right into the topic because I think it's an interesting one. All of them are. But as we're coming to the close of Black History Month, and we'll have a special presentation on Saturday evening, last day of the month, for Black History, which will include some pre-recorded content, but you're going to hear some of the voices in our Love and Stuff community share some pretty important things with you that you may or may not know about our history that's in our DNA as African Americans. And because this is the 100th celebration of Black history, I want to make sure that we do something special to close out the month. But I want to talk a little bit about Black love and share this from the inbox, and hoping that it will cause you to think about your love and your pursuit of love and how you might increase the amount of love in the world. Hey, Love and Stuff family, he writes, I'm 63 years old. Buried my wife last spring after 40 years of marriage. 40 years, he writes. And my son just told me he's ready to walk away from his marriage after 18 years because, quote, it don't feel the same. So I sat him down and told him something I wish somebody, had explained to me earlier. Love didn't die in my marriage when it got quiet. It just changed languages. He writes on to the son, see, your mama didn't always say, I love you out loud. But every morning I'd go into that bathroom and there'd be a note on the mirror. You're going to do great today. Proud of you. Still fine after all these years. That was her words of affirmation, he writes. And when my knees started giving me trouble, she'd get down on that floor and help me fix things under the sink. Didn't ask, didn't complain, just grab the tools, sometimes the wrong ones, he says. That was her acts of service. One random Tuesday, she handed me a little box. Inside was a watch band in my favorite color. Not my birthday, not a holiday. She just said, I saw it and I thought about you. That was her giving gifts. Every Friday night, no matter how tired we were, we sat on that couch and watched them old shows together. Half the time we fell asleep before the ending, sometimes before the beginning. That was our quality time. And when the world got heavy, she just put her hand on my shoulder. Didn't say nothing, just stayed there. That was physical touch. I told my son, you're not falling out of love. You're missing the love that's being spoken in a language you stopped listening for. After 18 years, love don't always look like fireworks. Sometimes it looks like she folded your clothes. She asked if you made it to work safe. She sat in the room with you while you watched that same game twice. That ain't routine. That's relationship. And let me tell you something else from a widower's perspective. Silence in the house used to be peaceful. Now it's loud. I'd give anything to hear her ask me to take out the trash one more time. How do I help my son? He's asking. See that long-term love isn't about chasing the feeling. It's more about learning the language. Signed, a father missing his wife and trying to save his son's marriage. That was quite long for me to be able to try to pen it, so I didn't. But clearly, love has an accent, right? And because this is the last Love and Stuff show of the month of February, of course, we will have a Black History presentation on Saturday. Tonight, I wanted to talk about the love that lasts longer than feelings. Talking about this letter from the 63-year-old gentleman, 40 years married, now widowed almost 1 year. And his son, who has been married 18 years, says he's ready to walk away because it don't feel the same. Love doesn't always leave. Sometimes it just changes its voice. He said his wife didn't always say, I love you. But every morning there was a note on the mirror. And sometimes she gave him random gifts or spent time with him falling asleep on a show. Anybody ever did that, watched an old show and you fell asleep before it ended? Love doesn't have to wait until it becomes a memory to learn how it is speaking to you. But I think this gentleman's story is telling us something important, that love has an accent. And if you don't learn your partner's accent, you'll call devotion distance and loyalty routine. So there are some couples exercises that I want to share. It's the love language reset. So you can speak in their language so that they can hear it. Now, I'd ask you to drop in the comments if you're familiar with the love languages work of Gary Chapman. As you know, in the Love and Stuff community, we've often referred to this work. I want you to drop in the comments across platforms, what is your love language? Is it words of affirmation? Is it gifts? Is it physical touch? Is it acts of service? Is it quality time? Drop your number 1 and 2 in the comments. My number 1, as I've shared many times on this platform, and it wasn't always my number 1, but my number 1 is quality time. Quality time is my number 1. That's my number 1. Physical touch and words of affirmation, battling for number 2. I'd like to be in proximity to the people that I love, and I like to be touched by people I love. Let me say that. I've had people off the street just touch me, and it's just like, oh my God. But if I love, adore, care for somebody, physical touch. I'm a hugger to those I love, and those that know me and have a relationship with me understand that. But quality time is my first. What's yours? I want you, whether you're like Tanae Thornton, drop on Facebook. I see you there. If you're on TikTok, Nakisha, Sandra Blackwell. If you're on I almost said LinkedIn, and we're not on LinkedIn tonight. If you're on Instagram, Saperi 78 75, wherever you are, please drop and let us know, what is your love language? All right, we want to see that in the comments. What is your love language? Well, Gary Chapman has this thought-provoking, groundbreaking work about love languages. Geez, I'm trying to see what's happening here. Okay, about love languages. And this work is seminal. It's pivotal relative to relationships. And so I refer to it quite often here in the Love and Stuff community, because it is without regard to, it's all kind of relationships, right? Not just your boo, your bae, your husband, your wife. The person that you are in relationship with needs to be able to feel, experience your love in their language. All right. Tanae says quality time. Thank you for that. That's mine too, Tanae. See? And love is what love does. I love both. Love that. Keep it coming. Click share, tag someone. All right. And so a part of, and I will take the time just one more time to read it because I can't pin it today. So, hey, Love and Stuff family, I'm 63 years old. Buried my wife last spring after 40 years of marriage. 40 years, he says. And my son just told me he's ready to walk away from his marriage after 18 years because it don't feel safe. They've been together 18. I'm not sure that they've been married 18. So I sat him down and told him something I wish somebody had explained to me rather earlier. Love didn't die in my marriage when it got quiet. It just changed languages. Eagle English says, I love English and my language is Portuguese. But we're talking about your love language over there on TikTok. Gary Chapman's love languages. I'll repeat them in a minute, okay? See, he writes, your mama didn't always say I love you out loud. But every morning I'd go into that bathroom and there'd be a note on the mirror. You're going to do great today. Proud of you. Still fine after all these years. Now that one would have got me. That would have got me. But that was her way of sharing words of affirmation. He writes, when my knees started giving me trouble, she'd get down on that floor and help me fix things under the sink. Didn't ask, didn't complain, just grab the tools, sometimes the wrong ones, he said. That was her acts of service. One random Tuesday, she handed me a little box. Inside was a watch band in my favorite color. No birthday, no holiday. She just said, I saw it and thought about you. That was her giving gifts. Every Friday night, no matter how tired we were, we sat on that couch and watched them old shows together. Anybody ever did that? Half the time we fell asleep before the ending. And sometimes, if you're like me, you fell asleep before the middle. That was our quality time, he writes. And when the world got heavy, she just put her hand on my shoulder, didn't say nothing, just stayed there. That was physical touch. So he told his son, you're not falling out of love. You're missing the love that's being spoken in a language you stopped listening for. After 18 years, love don't always look like fireworks. Sometimes it looks like she folded your clothes. She asked if you made it to work safe. She sat in the room with you while you watched that same game twice. That ain't routine. That's relationship. And let me tell you something else from a widower's perspective, he writes, silence in the house used to be peaceful. Now it's loud. I'd give anything to hear her ask me to take out the trash one more time. So he's asking love and stuff. How do I help my son see that long-term love isn't about chasing feelings? It's about learning the language. Signed, a father missing his wife and trying to save his son's marriage. So I want to hear from you. What would you do to answer that father who is trying to tell his son it's not time to call it quits? Well, I want to share some of the couples exercises that I have received from relationships experts, and we'll lay those out in a minute. The first is speak it so they can hear it. The love language reset. Okay, so you can put this on your phone, grab a pen, or watch this again. You know, if we're on TikTok, I say tap this video so you can watch it again, right? Number one, you have to identify, because each partner has a primary love language, right? So back earlier to you on TikTok that we're talking about Ego English, the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. And as I shared earlier, my number one is quality time. I feel if you love me, you're going to give me some of your time. That is more valuable to me than all of the others. Sure, I like gifts. Sure, I like people to help. I like acts of service. Almost like acts of service, and words of affirmation, but physical touch is my number 2 still. It's battling with words of affirmation and acts of service. Those are kind of battling. And gifts are my last. Though I love gifts, I love quality time. Hey, cuz, choosing me unique. Thanks for joining. Click share and tag someone to join us in this discussion. So number one, you got to identify your partner's primary, and I say secondary, love language. What's number one and number two? Not how you receive love, not how you like to give love. How does your partner like to receive love? Okay, that's step one. Identify it and start speaking their language. Step two, translate. Write down one specific action that your partner already does that fits or feeds your language. And then write down one specific action that you already do or will commit to doing that fits or feeds their love language. Okay? Example, when you fill in the blank, give me a gift. When you put your hand on my shoulder, when you spend time with me, I feel loved. Okay? When you take out the trash, I feel loved. I don't need more love. I need it in this form. That's a good one. I don't need more love. I need it in acts of service. I need it differently than you're giving it. And so then each partner makes one doable request for this week. Maybe it is, can we take a 20-minute walk together on Wednesday? Maybe it is, can you text me one encouraging message during the morning, during the workday? Can we sit together without phones for one dinner, one restaurant, one movie, one show? Okay. Each partner makes one doable request for the week. That's step 3. Request, not criticize. Okay. And 4, schedule it. Because love that lasts isn't just felt, it's planned. Sometimes you have to plan it. All right. So again, this couple's exercise, the love language reset. Step 1, you identify the love language, primary and secondary, of your partner. Step 2, translate it into a specific action that your partner already does that fits your language or feeds your language, and one specific action that you already do that fits or feeds their language. And give examples. When you do this, I feel loved. I don't need more love. I need more of it in this form. Step 3, request, not criticize. Ask a doable request for the week. Can you take a 20-minute walk? Can we wake up with words of affirmations? Can you text me an encouraging word every day? Can we sit together without our phones for one show, one dinner, one whatever? And number 4, schedule it. Love that lasts is not just felt, it's planned. I love it. Thank you. Please try it. All right. Now, I want to talk just for a second, because this comes from a 63-year-old African-American man who is a widower. There's kind of an emotional processing around this, right? And I want to ask brothers and sisters, because sometimes we don't always say what needs to be said before time is gone, right? What we don't say until it's gone. A lot of times men are taught to measure love by respect, by peace in the house, by loyalty, by physical presence. But ladies, we don't always say what we need. So when the emotional language changes, we think the love is gone. When we think the emotional language is shifting, we think sometimes that the love is fleeting. Notice how the widower said he would give anything to hear her ask him to take out the trash again. But some of the best things that he said were good for him was not the words of affirmation, which really wasn't her thing or his. In the sense of hearing I love you, she would leave notes on the mirror. And sometimes grief can bring to you, teach you about what presence really means to you. So I want to ask brothers this, and sisters too. What does love look like to you now that you're older? Now that you've got some years in front of you, what does love look like now that you're older? Do you see an emotional language shift? Do you see a needs shift? How do you communicate that as you grow in grace, as you grow in seasoning? I want you to answer that question, if you will, in the comments, if you feel comfortable doing it. Thank you so much, Sharifa, for joining. Thank you all over there on TikTok. I appreciate it. Keep tapping that screen to help us move it forward. Second question that I want to ask. First one was, what does love look like to you now that you're older? Okay. Bilal Muhammad Walker, hello. Kamal Williams, the famous Kamal Williams from Sports Talk with Kamal and Felix. Thank you for being here. Question 2, what did your partner do that you didn't recognize as love at the time? Is there anything that your partner did that you're now recognizing was an expression of his or her love? You recognize it now, but you didn't recognize it then. What have you done to acknowledge that with your partner? So kind of double question in there, right? What did your partner do that you didn't recognize as love at the time that you now recognize as love? And how have you communicated that to your partner? Okay. And question 3, are you asking for what you need or expecting your partner to guess? Are you asking your partner for what you need, or are you expecting them to just guess or just know? We've been together for so long, osmosis. You Moses know. Because commitment isn't just staying, it's learning your partner over and over again. If you agree with that, give me some likes or loves across all platforms. That legacy love, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, is built on translation. All right. And then there are some questions that some of the love experts that we have used before, Dr. John Gottman, whose work you are becoming familiar with, if you haven't already been through Love and Stuff, we've certainly been talking a lot more about Gottman Institute work. Esther Perel and Dr. Sue Johnson, among others, have shared some insights, and part of the insights that I want to share with you, there's some questions for couples, for singles, for men and women, for widowed and long-term loves, right? So I want to share some of those questions. If you're interested in having a copy of these questions, inbox us at Love and Stuff, and we'll make sure you get a copy for free. Well, it won't be free. We want your email address. So you can unsubscribe, but we do want your email address. For couples, what love language did you misunderstand in your partner? Have you ever misunderstood your partner's love language? Do you know your partner's love language? But what love language did you misunderstand in your partner? That's question number 1 for couples, for you to have dialogue around your love languages, okay? Number 2, when did you realize routine was actually love? Did you ever realize that? Maybe you didn't. Is it? Question number 3, what's one small thing your partner does that means everything to you? And I said everything with that smile because I thought of something that made me smile. What's that one thing that does it for you, that makes you smile, makes the hairs on the back of your neck raise, or make you go this? What is that one thing that your partner does that means everything to you? And does your partner know that that means everything to you? Those are 3 questions for the couples, okay? For singles, which love language do you give naturally? And which do you need most? Which love language do you give naturally, and which do you need most? Okay. Next question for singles. Did your last relationship fail because of lack of love or lack of translation? Was it that the person wasn't giving you the love you needed, or they weren't giving you the love in the language that you needed? Okay. Those are the questions for singles. For men and women, when did you first feel emotionally safe with your partner? Can you pinpoint the situation, date, time, or circumstance? When did you first feel emotionally safe with your partner? Blink 3 times if you don't. Okay. Did your last relationship, I'm sorry. Oh, next question. What's something you wish you had said before the relationship changed? If you've experienced change in your relationship, is there something you wish that you had said before? All right. For widowed and long-term love, what everyday habit do you miss the most? And what advice would you give younger couples about staying? I'm very excited about this question because coming up in just a few weeks, we're going to have some seasoned couples come with younger couples to be able to answer questions and have dialogue. So I'm very excited for that opportunity, and we'll be sharing more about that coming up. We've been trying to get it together almost half the season, but season, pun intended. But we understand some of these couples are busy conquering the world. And so we wanted an opportunity for both couples and singles to ask questions of couples that have been together for some time. Some will say more mature couples, and just to have that open dialogue. And I hope that you will be able to join us, and we'll make sure that we get that information out. Okay? Because we don't want you to wait until a funeral to appreciate a faithful partner, or until the relationship is dissolving. We don't want you to confuse quiet love with absent love. And we wouldn't want anyone to throw away 1 year, 18, or 40 because the butterflies don't feel like they are turning over gifts, or because butterflies feel like they've turned into roots. Well, listen, roots hold longer than butterflies. This is love and stuff. Learn the language before you lose the voice. It's really, really important. So I want to pivot. Just before I do, I want to remind you of an opportunity to join us. We've had this several times before, and thank you, those of you that are commenting. I appreciate you so much. We have had our 36 questions that lead to love, and it was an interesting experiment. We're going for round 2.0, and I want to invite you to consider joining us for 2.0.
Can 36 questions make you fall in love? What if I told you 2 young psychologists discovered over 30 years ago that just 36 questions could create real closeness between complete strangers? And that the same questions might lead you to love or help you discover more about yourself than you ever imagined. This isn't a dating gimmick. It's an experiment that's been studied and repeated around the world. People walked in as strangers and walked out feeling deeply connected. Some even got married. But here's the twist. It's not just about romance. These questions open the door to vulnerability, honesty, and self-reflection. They help you see who you are, how you love, and what really matters to you in relationships. So whether you're looking for love or looking to learn more about yourself in the process, click the link, sign up, and let's walk through these 36 questions together. Who knows? Love might just be one question.
Who knows? Love might just be one click away. And so if you haven't followed the experiment, 2 young psychology students met, fell in love, got married, and then synthesized all the questions that they asked each other during their courtship. And this became 36 questions that lead to love. We brought that to the Love and Stuff community, and boy, did we have an amazing journey of enlightenment and love for some, or the trappings of. And we want to try it again. 2.0. If you're interested, if you're looking for love, now you got to be single, and you're interested in trying it, inbox us at Love and Stuff, and we will get you screened in. It's the HR in me, and we will have you involved. It is just an opportunity to open yourself up more to see if you are ready for love. All right. Thanks for joining. I hope you will click share. All right. we're going back to some of the advice. We're talking from the inbox. A 63-year-old gentleman who is a widow is giving his son some advice to keep him in his marriage. He was recently widowed just under a year ago. And so, of course, he is trying to talk his son into staying in his marriage. And we wanted to share some of the advice that we received from some of the experts, one of which is Dr. John Gottman, who has studied couples for over 40 years. He says strong marriages are built on what he calls turning toward your partner in small moments, not grand gestures, small responses, like answering when they call your name, looking up from your phone when they're talking to you, laughing at their stories. He says these micro moments build emotional trust. Hey, Corwin Pearson, thank you for joining. Valerie Colbert Olson Wiley, thank you for joining. I hope that you'll be able to be a part of our closing show on Saturday for Black History Month, seeing that this is the 100th celebration. She is a part of our Love and Justice subcommittee, and we love the great mind of Valerie Colbert Olson Wiley. So thank you so much. So micro moments build emotional trust. So when she or he sits next to you while you're watching the game, that's not nothing. That's a bid for connection. Okay, that's from Dr. John Gottman from the Gottman Institute. Dr. Sue Johnson, who is the creator of emotionally focused therapy, says, we all ask the same questions in relationship. Are you there for me? Love languages are one way of answering that very question. And when you ignore your partner's love language, what they hear is that, no, I'm not there. Okay. And Esther Perel reminds us that long-term love requires intentionality, not just familiarity and history. So just because you've been together for 18 years doesn't mean that you should stop learning each other and yearning for each other. So this widower wasn't just giving old school advice, was he? He was describing some of what the experts say. Gottman's bid for connection, Sue Johnson's emotional safety, Chapman's love languages, and Perel's intentional love. So science and soul are sometimes saying the same thing. Okay. So we took from some of that language a step 5, and it's the Gottman check-in. It's after you've taken those 4 steps, and we'll review those briefly. Each partner should ask the other, what stressed you this week? What made you feel loved this week? Hello, Daniel. Thanks for joining us. What's one thing you need next week? Not fixing, fellas, because you know we want to fix, just listening. That builds the emotional safety that your partner is looking for, Susan Johnson style, right? And Gottman's research also reveals something, fellas. It shows men who accept influence from their partners have significantly longer, happier marriages. What that means is that you learn to listen without defending. You learn to adjust without feeling weakened. You learn to respond even when it's uncomfortable without shutting down, because you're not losing power, you're building partnership. Okay? So again, we talked about the love language challenge, the love language reset rather, in 4 steps, and we've just added a 5th. Number 1 is identify the love language of your partner. Translate that love language into one specific action that you're already doing that fits or feeds their language, and one action that you're doing that fits and feeds their language, and one action that fits and feeds yours. That's step 2, translate. Step 3, request, not criticize. Ask them for one doable request based on their love language. 4, schedule it. Because love is not just felt, it's planned. Okay. And then the 5 is the bonus. It's the gotten and check in, right? Take 10 minutes time where you're checking in to see what stressed them this week, what made them feel loved this week, one thing that they need for next week. It's not losing anything, it's building partnership. When you, especially men, accept influence from the other partner. Okay. So I want to bring you to, hopefully, a Love and Stuff 7-day love challenge. And this doesn't just have to be your boo or your bae. It could be, but it could be any love in your life that you see that there's room to grow and you want it to grow. Okay. Hey, Daniel, I see that you like the live, and I see that you're saying your English is not that good, but that's the only language I'm speaking in here. So I want to help you out there on TikTok, but this is English. So in this love language challenge, you're really going to be walking through each day a different primary love language and just see what takes, what increases, what doesn't. Okay. Number 1, again, you're going to identify the love language of your partner, the love language of your friend, the love language of your parent, the love language of your sibling, if you don't already know it. Your interaction is going to be asking them via text or via email. Your love language is, and say it, right? I'm learning. And let there be some written dialogue between the two of you. I'm saying written, typed, keyed. Okay. Okay. Now, if you don't use text or email, or you are uniquely abled, differently abled, and unable to do those, certainly you can do it face to face. But this is so that you'll have a place to go back to after the 7-day challenge of memorialize what has been written. Okay. So day 1, identify. Okay. Thank you for all those likes over there. I appreciate it. Day 2, you're going to do words of affirmation. You're seeing what takes and what doesn't. Send them one specific compliment about their character, not their looks. Example, I appreciate how consistent you are with our children. Words of affirmation, one specific compliment about character, not looks. Day 3, acts of service. Do one task they normally do without announcing it. This comes from Gottman's research that actions reduce stress and build trust. Again, are you there for me? Be there for them in doing a routine task or something that they normally do without announcing it, so that when they go to do it, it's already done. That's day 3. Day 4, quality time. Spend 20 minutes together. No phone, no distraction, just the two of you talking. Dr. Sue Johnson says eye contact builds bonding. No phones, no TV, no anything. I kind of say TV a little bit because some people socialize around TV, but we're going to go with the doctor's advice. Day 5, physical touch. Non-sexual touch, especially if it is a non-sexual relationship, right? Like touching the shoulder, holding hands, hug for 20 seconds, sit close. Physical touch. Did you know physical touch lowers cortisol? There's real science there. Okay. Day 6, receiving gifts or giving gifts. Give something small that shows that you're paying attention to their life space. Favorite snack, a printed photo, a handwritten note. Esther Perel, says, novelty keeps connection alive. Okay. Thank you, Daryl, for all of those likes. I appreciate you. And then day 7, you're going to have the love debrief, where you ask, what made you feel most loved this week? What should we keep doing? What made you feel most loved this week? And what should we keep doing? Okay. Chances are love isn't dying. Love in your life is waiting to be recognized, waiting to be acknowledged. Turn toward it and each other. Be there for it and each other. Speaking the language that may be evolving, the language that they understand. 7 days or 7 minutes or 70 days, they can reset a marriage. They can reset a relationship. Whatever the amount of time only happens if you're willing to try. This is Love and Stuff. We aren't just talking love. We're practicing it. And I'm so grateful that this 63-year-old gentleman thought enough of us to share his advice for his son, and really advice for us, to have stayed married 40 years or married till death do you part is something noble, is something honorable, is something worth respecting. And it's one of the many reasons that I love the Love and Stuff community, because I get to sometimes have a front row seat to be able to gather information and synthesize it for the rest of us who want to improve our love relationships. For some of you, it's your husband and your wife, and you want to improve that relationship. Some, it's your fiance or boyfriend or girlfriend, your boo, your bae. For some, it is your child or your parent, your sibling or your coworker, and you just feel at wit's end about increasing the amount of love. For some, it's loving the quintessential love, who is God, and understanding how to love him in the ways that he's asked us to love him, and then ourselves. See, we're all on a journey for better love, for more impactful love, for more meaningful love. And if you tune in to where you are in that journey, if you focus in on where you are in that journey, you'll find that you won't have a lot of space to judge others' journey of love, that you need to invest and lean into the ways in which you can improve your love. We say in the Love and Stuff community, up your love game. And if that resonates with you, embark upon, stay on an amazing journey of love, because it pays off. It pays dividends to be loved, to share love, and to show love. And if you're lacking love or feel unloved in any way, you're in the right community. We're all about love. We're all about helping people be connected to and through love, so that you maximize the relationship with the quintessential love, the love of yourself, so that you can love others better. No, it's not a perfect, clean, linear journey, but it is an extraordinarily amazing journey that will transform your life. Don't go it alone. Love invites you, is calling you, is wooing you to walk in community with others that are lifting their voices and lifting their hearts for love. I'm grateful for you, and I hope that you will take a moment to click share, tag someone if you've enjoyed this, and let them know that in the Love Network, we have other opportunities for love. If you are a sports fan, then you will love Kamal Williams and Felix Holmes as much as I do. These fellas love all things sports. And say what you want, ladies. There are men who go from season to season to season to season about sports, and you're not missing. You're missing out on the game. You're missing out on the plays if you don't know how to get involved with your man while he's watching his sports. Well, with Sports Talk with Kamal and Felix, you're always learning something about the sports, and they're hoping that you'll fall in love with the soul train of this generation, sports, and that you will become a sports fan addict too. They're on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 Central Standard Time, with tons of great sports information, predictions, and of course, stupid sports news. And the laughs, you don't want to miss the laughs and fun. If you want to pick me up or in the Saturday morning, you want to try Sports Talk with Kamal and Felix. This Saturday, as a special edition, we will close out the month at 7 o'clock p.m. with a special show in honor of Black History, the centennial celebration of Black History, this 100th year celebration. The Love and Stuff community does not want the time to go past us without acknowledging the great and unique contributions that have been made to our world by people of African descent, particularly those that have come to this land of the Americas, that have come to be a part of an experiment that feels like it could blow up any minute, right? You're watching what's happening in our world and in our news and in the White House, and we want to make sure that you hear of all of the, as many that we can fit in the space of an hour and 10 minutes, of those who have made unique and important, significant contributions to our world. So tune in Saturday. You'll see faces and voices that are familiar from our community, and some maybe that aren't as familiar, but all to lift up our Black voices for them to be heard. I'm so grateful also that you are here, because then we will go into Women's History Month, which is the month of March, and there are some things that we want to share with you there, as well as those of you that are inside Love and Stuff. We are eating to live in the month of February instead of living to eat. And we're moving into March. We'll be marching into fitness. So you'll hear, if you're inside Love and Stuff, go to the Inside Love and Stuff group and join. You'll hear things about fitness, ways that you can get active, ways that you can work on your body and your cardio and your health that will help you to live a better life. That's what that inside journey is all about. If you are on a self-care journey, we want to join you by being in community with you with a different focus every month throughout the year, all to increase the self-love. We believe that self-care is really your love and your gratefulness speaking to your worthiness. Do you know that you're worthy of love? Then take care of yourself. It's something I know I've got to do a better job of myself, and that's why I'm on the self-care journey with everyone else. And grateful to be able to be on that journey. All right. Before we close, I just want to remind you that we do have Love and Stuff gear that you can certainly go. Here is the 36 questions that lead to love interest form. If you're interested in joining us, you can scan that QR code. Did I do that right? Yep. You can scan that QR code, enter your information, and you'll be on the journey for the 36 questions that lead to love. And we've got a ton of great gear. I love his front and center sweatshirts, the Sports Talk hoodie edition, our gratefulness journey every day. What are you doing in the next 30 days to transform your life? That book is available still on Amazon. We also have our Color Me Beautiful, All Shades of Girl, Color Me Beautiful. That book is exclusively in our Shopify store. We're working on something big with John Washington Jr. We can't announce it yet. We hope it's going to be the biggest thing we've ever done. It feels impossible, but that's the best, biggest dream, right? And so that's what we're trying to do. TikTok is telling me something. Okay, very good. We have Color Me Beautiful t-shirts, Color Me Beautiful Confidence, Girl Power tees, the sweatshirts, all of the Girl Color Me Beautiful gear, our signature Love and Stuff t-shirt, which we also have sweatshirts, but we'll be moving in the spring. Every color you can imagine is available, as well as our gratefulness journey every day. What are you doing in the next 30 days to transform your life? Thank you so much for scanning that QR code. Look up anything in the Shopify store that would be of interest to you. And so right before we close, I just want to go to share this with you about the gratefulness journey every day.
Marcus, I want to congratulate you on Love and Stuff. I really want you to know that staying grateful and understanding the power of what it is to be operating out of a space of abundance and gratitude is the most important part of every journey of every day. So Marcus June, congratulations on this book. It's on Amazon now. That makes me so proud of you and your family and me and my family, and every single person around us gets it. So good on you for bringing it into the hands and the laps and the Kindles of all the people. Okay, so we're gonna check it out. Can't wait to learn more.
I'm so grateful for MJ from Shahs of Sunset for doing that video for us. Her husband is practicing gratefulness and using it as a way to improve his temperament, his anger issues. And I'm telling you, it's a powerful tool and practice. And I invite you to join me on the journey of the gratefulness journey every day. It's 3 things you're grateful for, speaking them aloud 3 times, sharing them with 3 people. For 30 days, you're walking on a journey that will transform your life. I'm grateful that you are here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, those that have commented and stopped through. We appreciate all of you. And I hope that you will have an amazingly wonderful night.
Yeah.